Hello, hello. Hello, one and all. We'll be getting started in about 5 minutes' time. Until then, welcome to Trivia Club Live from the Trivia Clubhouse. Great to have you as always. I'm just going to adjust the light a little bit. With the natural light, I'm getting extra light from the spotlight. Welcome one and all to Trivia Club Live from the Trivia Clubhouse. We'll be getting started in about 5 minutes' time for the 50th edition of Trivia Club Live from the Trivia Clubhouse. Yes, indeed. So let us know your team name. Say hello in the chat once you realize that I am here, as are you. And I'm yelling at you on the screen. Good to have you, of course, as always, this Tuesday. Let us know your team name, all that fun stuff. Looking forward to seeing you, one and all. I am joined, as always, by my producer, my partner, the love of my life. Hello. And hello to the ghosts of BB Rebozo. Hi, Mom and Dad. Always great to have my parents joining in. Their trivial pursuit is why I, as well, have a trivial pursuit. Or a pursuit of trivia as some sort of vocation. Hello to Team Priebus's Rancid Pubis. Good to have you checking in as always. Hello to Sherlou as well. Oh, yes. Thanks for the jacket compliment. Elbow patches, although it's not quite elbow patches. It's more like forearm because I have such long arms. You get the idea. I guess it's elbow as long as I don't bend my arm. Anywho, thank you. And it's a wooden bow tie. An extra special bow tie. One of my least traditional, yet still shaped like a bow tie. We'll be getting started in about 3 minutes' time. Say hello, of course, in the live chats. Let us know your team name if you're just joining us. You can come up with either a team name now or by the end of the night when you let us know your score for the end of the night as well. Good to see Too Fast, Too Curious as well. Indeed. Little long, but always great to see. I think it's just because in the past they have established such a consistent showing that when they don't show up, I'm like, hey, what are they up to? But you're good. It's great to see everyone showing up as consistently as they do on Tuesday. It's great to have built up such a quality group of regular teams. Speaking of regulars, thank you, Matt Smith, for wishing me a 50th birthday. Well, close. But thank you. I don't look a day over 51. Hello to the Fighting Mongooses. Unleash the Snyder Cutter here. Oof. That's their full name. Oh, Unrelease. Yeah, that's even better. Unrelease the Snyder Cut. As people search Snyder Cut on the internet, they're going to go after Trivia Club. And I say, when it comes to the Snyder Cut, I was going to say bring it on, but they seem like mean people. So just, do your thing and chill. But mostly chill. Oh, and yes, thanks for the reminder, Chrissy, as well, in the live chat. Once we get started, I'll let you know if the internet looks unstable, but we have had problems this week. So if we do fully drop away or if I disappear, I'll have to either restart this video feed on YouTube or set up a different one, a different just full stream as quickly as I can, as quickly as we can reboot the internets. Might take about 5 minutes, yeah. So yes, if I do disappear, I will look to be back in about 5 minutes time. If not on this specific live stream on YouTube, then one on the channel as quickly as possible. Hello to Rondai. Glad to have you here and ready to play, as well as Jan. Good to see you, Team Uno Persona. Chrissy says, hi, family. All right. Without much further to say, let's get ready to get into it, shall we? So, I'm going to actually cue up the music, so it's not additional time, just me fiddling around. Just me chatting to you now. Get the volume right. Excellent. All the little things. Perfect. All you need is a pen and a piece of paper, so let's get to it, shall we? In 5, 4, 3.
Welcome to Trivia Club.
Hello, one and all. Welcome to Trivia Club, live from the Trivia Clubhouse. I am your host, Russel Harder, the man with the bow tie, the man with that trivia plan. This is the 50th, 50, yes, the 50th edition of Trivia Club, live from this Trivia Clubhouse, or a Trivia Clubhouse, if you will. We have not only been here streaming on YouTube or Facebook before that 50 times, but this is also our 1 year anniversary, less a day, 1 year anniversary of streaming Trivia Club as opposed to playing it in person. You know why. I won't get into it too much. But thank you for staying inside. And thank you for wearing masks if you must go outside. Thank you for just staying as healthy as you can and keeping others around you safe also. Because it's not only just about you, it's about those at highest risk. That's what we've learned throughout this year. Looking after your community. Sorry. Looking after your community as much as you look after yourself. I'm going to take a drink. Yes, thank you. Those at highest risk include the cystic fibrosis community. That's a community that is near and dear to my heart. And you can find out more about the cystic fibrosis community and donate to them at CF or at cysticfibrosis.ca. That'll not only let you know about the CF Canada Foundation, that organization, but also about cystic fibrosis and let you know how you can support a great cause, a great organization, and good people, you know? So thank you for spending your time with Trivia Club each and every Tuesday. It has been a year. It has been a year, so thank you for and at the start or any time throughout this year, becoming a part of this Trivia Club community. If you can only support us by playing along, I am so happy to see you. But if you'd also like to support us fiscally, financially, it also helps me continue to do Trivia Club. You can do one-time payments to Trivia Club through paypal.me/Russel Harder. And thank you to everyone that has already done so. And you can also support Trivia Club through Patreon. And that's a regular, every event sort of support. You can become a patron at patreon.com/Trivia Club. So thank you, of course, to everyone for their continued support that way as well, including Alexandra Egley. So thank you to everybody. Tonight is a night of 25 questions. Yes, 25 trivia questions. It is a extra questions kind of night for an extra big kind of 50th edition. 25 questions. Still, all you need is a pen and a piece of paper to write down your answers on. That has not changed. I won't be able to interact with the participants as I usually do, so please let us know your names in the live chat. Let us know those team names. I'll be glad to say hello. Glad to shout out those names in the live chat once you say hello. And, of course, at the end of the night when we share our points, who has joined in since then. Oh, love how unsure the 2 is in the Welcome to Trivia Club bumper. Oh, yeah, welcome to Trivia Club. Thank you. Cookie Faced, good to see you. And good to see Down by the Bay as well, even with a slightly different schedule. Fantastic to see you. Excellent. Where was I? Last week and every week, we do a Trivia Club anagram. An anagram for Trivia Club is I built a VCR. So I give you a Trivia Club anagram that I built a VCR, and you rebuild that anagram into what we were looking for. What we were looking for last week was a first-time Grammy Award winner, and the anagram was Ruble Veracity, and that first-time Grammy Award winner was Blue Ivy Carter. Blue Ivy Carter. Yes, the daughter of Beyonce and Jay-Z. And I'll stop with the dad jokes on that one. But she is now the second youngest, not the first youngest, but the second youngest Grammy Award winner all time. Because I think she's only 9. But the youngest is 8, so she can't set that record. What can we win tonight? Not Grammys, but, I mean, not much of anything, but a good time. Bragging rights. And in your mind's eye, you can win a golden VHS. Golden VHS. Shiny. For those on the video and not on the podcast, you can see that golden VHS. Speaking of which, you can follow Trivia Club on Soundcloud, on iTunes by searching for the Trivia Club Network. We're also on YouTube. You know that because you're here. We're on Twitter, Facebook, on Instagram.com/TriviaClubCA. We're also at TriviaClub.ca, where you can find all that and more on TriviaClub.ca. And if you're needing some additional entertainment throughout these, indoor times, Trivia Club is also available for private online events. So just contact Trivia Club through any means that you're able to. Social media, email. Email is on the website, and you can contact Trivia Club about hosting your private online event. I'll be happy to talk to you. All right, there are only 3 cardinal rules when it comes to Trivia Club. Those cardinal rules are: be smarter than your internet connection. If you're cheating to find answers, of course, you're only cheating yourself. Don't answer any questions in the comment section or in the live chat. No, keep that competitive spirit sharp. No spoilers. And the only other rule of Trivia Club is tell everybody about Trivia Club. Thanks. All right. Without much more to say, other than hello to the questionables, let's jump into Trivia Club number 50 from home. Question number 1. Get those pens and papers ready. Question number 1 is this week in aging as well as possible. There you go. So, question number 1. The newest MCU series premiered on Disney Plus, before this past weekend, but recently. And it stars the Falcon and this other good friend of Captain America, who just happens to be 106 years old. Looks pretty good for it. Once again, who is the other title character in the new Disney Plus Marvel series? Stars the Falcon and this other good friend of Captain America, who just happens to be 106 years old. For this one, I'll accept either the code name, which is in the title, or the The real name. Not the actor's name, but you know what I'm saying. The real name of the fake character. Question number 2. We are getting there. So, your question number 2. Almost getting it, kinda together, was the tagline for this New York set HBO series that debuted in 2012. Once again, almost getting it kinda together was the tagline for this New York set HBO series that debuted in 2012. Question number 3, we're asking you to sit, stay. Good question. So, question number 3. This popular hunting dog has specific breeds that are named after specific locations, such as Nova Scotia, Labrador, and Chesapeake Bay. Once again, this popular hunting dog has specific breeds within it named after specific locations, such as Nova Scotia, Labrador, and Chesapeake Bay. Question number 4, we're asking you to connect for the point here. So what that means is that there's a connection between the answers of 2 and 3. If you can tell me those connections between the question's answers, you can get a point on question number 4, connecting 4. So yes, what is the connection? Free of context from the questions, just between the 2 answers. How might they connect? Question number 2, once again. Almost getting it kinda together was the tagline for this New York set HBO series that debuted in 2012. And question number 3, this popular hunting dog has specific breeds within it named for Labrador and Chesapeake Bay. There are other breeds within that, but those are the location-based ones. Yeah. And question number 4, connecting 4. What is the connection between the answers of 2 and 3? Question number 5 is called Gimme 5. Gimme 5.
Oops, sorry.
Oh, that's great. See, we practiced this. So solid.
Yeah.
So question number 5. Give me the 5 cities in which the first 5 Disney theme parks were located around the world. So once again, give me the cities in which the first 5 Disney theme parks were located around the world. And remember, yes, not the not the name of the theme park, but the city that that Disney theme park was located anywhere around the world. The first 5. So once again, question number 5. Give me the cities in which the first 5 Disney theme parks were located around the world. So not just the American ones, but including the American ones, but specifically the cities in which they were located in. Question number 6. I'm going to quiz you on adaptations. So your question number 6, David Tennant of Doctor Who fame was in both this British crime drama with Olivia Colman and its American adaptation with Anna Gunn of Breaking Bad fame, which was called Grace Point. So once again, David Tennant was in both this British crime drama with Olivia Colman, who would go on to win an Oscar in films, but also the British crime drama's American adaptation starred David Tennant alongside Anna Gunn, and that series was called Grace Point. I guess additional fun fact with David Tennant, he is turning 50 this year. Yeah. Question number 7, and we are ending in a tie already. All right. So question number 7, a style of bow tie with widening ends like wings is named for this insect. Once again, a style of bow tie with widening ends like wings is named for this insect. Different after playing with a wooden bow tie.
Yeah.
This is, yes, indeed, a wooden bow tie. Yeah.
Yes.
ASMR. Yeah. We're also an ASMR channel. Okay, I'll stop. I'd appreciate if you like this video to counteract all the thumbs down that just got. Question number 8 is bit by bit. I'm going to play a 8-bit version of a popular song, and you name that song for the point. Name the music responsible for that song for a second possible point to be won. For something a little extra special, this will be a replay of a prior bit by bit, admittedly, because I'm going to give you the very first bit by bit. Yes, the bit by bit from the Trivia Clubhouse #1, to give you an idea of how much and how little time has passed, if it feels very familiar to you. So your question number 8, that bit by bit. Name the song, name the musical act responsible for this chiptune, this Nokia flip phone ringtone version of a popular song. A good backbeat.
Yeah.
Yes, name that song, name the musical act responsible for the non 8-bit version, the original version of that tune. Question number 9, it is time to tag the line. So that question number 9, that tag the line. Give me the name of the movie from this poster's tagline. That tagline. She brought a small town to its feet and a corporation to its knees. Nice. So once again, she brought a small town to its feet and a corporation to its knees. Question number 10 is our first game show game of the night. It is called Survey Says. With Survey Says, we're going to give you an actual Family Feud survey question and ask you to give us what you think is the number one answer as per those 100 Americans surveyed. Actual Americans actually surveyed by the fine folks at the feud. But Survey Says, your question number 10, name a famous person whose name begins with the letter L. L being the Roman numeral for 50. So I thought it was fitting. So name a famous person whose name begins with the letter L. In this case, it is first names begins. Question number 11, we're going to quiz you on a well-known character. So, your question number 11, MIT grad Ray Tomlinson, who in the early 1970s, specifically 1971, spent his downtime working for the American Department of Defense developing the basis for email, needed a way to separate in the email address the name of the user from the machine the user was on. A character that would not, under any circumstances, be found in the user's name. He looked down at the keyboard he was using, a Model 33 teletype, which almost everyone else on the net used too. And in addition to the letters and numerals, there were also a dozen punctuation marks. He said, I got there first, so I got to choose any punctuation I wanted. So he chose this. was a question couched in a story, so I can retell it if need be. Question number 12, we're going to quiz you on an article of interest. So, at question number 12, what is the only article of clothing worn by Yogi Bear's sidekick, Boo Boo? Hey there, Boo Boo. What's the only article of clothing you're wearing? No, I can't do it. But what is the only article of clothing worn by Yogi Bear's sidekick, Boo Boo? I will say it is hard to say the name without doing the Yogi Bear. Question number 13. It's an east-west divide. So, question number 13, east-west. And hey, Trivia Club's also been able to be in both the east and west, both in person and from the Trivia Clubhouse here in Toronto. Thought it was only fitting. Your question number 13, though he was deeply linked to the West Coast in the East Coast, West Coast rap wars of the 90s, this rapper, who would have turned 50 in 2021, started rapping in Baltimore under the name MC New York. Once again, though he was deeply linked to the West Coast in the East-West rap wars of the 90s, this rapper, who would have turned 50 in 2021, started rapping in Baltimore under the name MC New York. Question number 14, we're going to ask you your best known for question. Yes. Question number 14, best known for. Name the 4 projects, in this case, the 4 movies that, according to the internetmoviedatabase.com and its algorithm, that the following actor is quote unquote known for. So according to that algorithm of the imdb.com, what are the 4 movies that Samuel L. Jackson is known for? Samuel L. Jackson. What are the 4 movies, according to imdb.com and its algorithm, that he is known for? Box office or awards or infamy, either warranted or on the internets. I will be kind and say there is only one franchise movie on this best known for. I'll give you a better chance. Say yes. There's only one movie on this 4 that has sequels. One that is part of a franchise. Only one. Everything else, I'll leave it up to you. Question number 15 now, our second game show game of the night. It is called Countdown Takedown. Countdown Takedown, you play this game, this game show game, with Price is Right rules, but with a twist. I'm going to ask you a question with a number for the answer. If you guess that number right on, that is 5 points to be won. If you're within 25% of the actual number without going over, that is still 2 points to be won. Yes, no going over, that is 0 points. And if you're outside that 25% range, that is also, unfortunately, 0 points. No points for the $1 bobs. So, question number 15, that countdown takedown. This is the number of games in which the longest verified NCAA men's basketball tournament bracket stayed perfect out of the 63 possible games that are played each and every March, except for last year. I will say that this perfect to a point bracket was played in March of 2019. Yes, this is the number of games in which the longest verified NCAA men's basketball tournament bracket stayed perfect out of the 63 possible games that are played. Question number 16. I'll give you a 16-word hint for a 16-letter movie title. So I'm looking for the 16-letter movie title. Name that movie from the 16 hints. A 16-word hint. One hint, 16 words long.
Yeah.
Question number 16. An awkward teen must deal with his eccentric family while helping his friend win a school election. Once again, an awkward teen must deal with his eccentric family while helping his friend win a school election. Question number 17 now. We hope you stick the landing. So, question number 17. On the television series Lost, Oceanic Airlines 815 crashed while flying between which two cities? Name them for a point each. The takeoff and the destination. Once again, on the television series Lost, Oceanic Airlines 815 crashed while flying between which two cities? A point for the not takeoff, but yeah, and then destination. The to and from, the from and to. question number 18. I'm going to quiz you on inspirations. So, your question number 18. This actor, known for transforming into a multitude of comedic characters from a farcical and naive inspector, or the understated incompetence of a president, or the television-brained gardener, among many, many others, and sometimes in the same film, was the most seminal force in shaping the early ideas on comedy for another 50-year-old this year, Sacha Baron Cohen. Once again, name the actor known for transforming into a multitude of comedic characters from a farcical and naive inspector, a understated, incompetent president, or a television-brained gardener, among many others, and often in the same film or films. That was the most seminal force in shaping the early ideas on comedy for Sacha Baron Cohen. Question number 19. It is time after time. Time after time. So your question number 19. I'll give you the list of events, and you put them in correct order from earliest to most recent. A point for each correct position. So if you're even one off, you could lose 2 points. But here are those historical events in no particular order. Your question number 19. The events are DMC, or the Democratic Party's Democratic National Convention, DNC. Democratic National Convention offices in the Watergate building are broken into by White House investigators. The Miracle on Ice takes place in Lake Placid. Titanic wreckage is discovered. And Star Wars premieres in American theaters. That'd be the first Star Wars titled simply Star Wars. So once again, the Watergate building is broken into by White House investigators, or a Watergate office specifically belonging to the Democratic National Convention. The other event, the Miracle on Ice, takes place on Lake Placid, or in Lake Placid. The Titanic wreckage is discovered, and Star Wars premieres in American theaters. Put those events from earliest to most recent. Give me another couple seconds. How's it going? Good. Question number 20. We are on TV. Ooh, on TV. So Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, which starred Gene Wilder, is also turning 50 this year. A lot of great things turning 50 this year. Yeah. And it also featured Paris Themmen, who played Mike TV and who was a contestant on this long-running game show in 2018? Once again, your question number 20. We're actually going 25. We're going to 25. So I'll do repeats in 4 more. So grab a new page for this supersized edition. But your question number 20. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, which starred Gene Wilder and is also turning 50 this year, featured Paris Thiemann as Mike TV. And Mike TV, or the actor who played Mike TV, was a contestant on this long-running game show in 2018. Question number 21. What? Yes. A not so instant classic, but that's okay. So, question number 21. Though it was a box office failure in 1971 when it debuted, this movie about a death-obsessed young man who falls for a free-spirited 79-year-old woman is now seen as a classic. Once again, your question number 21. Though it was a bit of a box office failure in 1971 when it debuted, this film about a death-obsessed young boy who falls for a free-spirited 79-year-old is now seen as a classic. Question number 22. Sports in space. So your question number 22. After much grandeur and drama in previous missions, one of the most remembered moments in 1971's Apollo 14 mission was Alan Shepard playing this sport on the moon. Once again, after much grandeur and drama in past missions, on the previous missions, one of the most remembered moments in 1971's Apollo 14 mission was Alan Shepard playing this sport on the moon. Your question number 23. We're going to quiz you on cereal monsters. So your question number 23 for a point each. Name the 2 monster-themed cereals from General Mills that debuted in the U.S. in 1971. As for a point each, name the 2 monster-themed cereals from General Mills that debuted in the U.S. in 1971. There are more than 2 monster-themed cereals, yes. But these are the first 2, both of which debuted together 50 years ago. And question number 24. Question number 24, we're measuring our meals with this final question. So this Imperial Burger debuted for McDonald's in 1971. Once again, in measuring our meals, which Imperial Burger debuted for McDonald's in 1971? And as you're thinking of that burger question, are there any questions from the previous 24 questions that I can repeat for you before we jump into that question number 25 tonight. Number 20, I can start off with that. So here's your question number 20. Keep on bringing in, let us know in the live chat what else I can repeat. And I can also, I can also let me know in the comments. And then once you let me know in the comments, then just go back and check it yourself because I can't see those. But in the live chat, yes. Question number 20. On TV, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, which starred Gene Wilder, featured Paris the Men. Not quite sure how to say that last name, but the actor who played Mike TV, that actor who played the character Mike TV from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, was a contestant on this long-running game show in 2018. Before I do the other ones, for the Family Feud question, it was the first name that started with L. Yes. Yeah. All 5 potential answers, it's the first name. I'll have first names that start with L. Question number 13. Your East-West question. Though he was deeply linked in the West Coast, or though he was deeply linked to the West Coast in the East-West rap rivalries of the 90s, this rapper, who would have turned 50 in 2021, started rapping in Baltimore under the name MC New York. That is not what he's famously known for, though. Question number 3. So your question number 3, sit, stay, answer, or just good question. So your question in number 3, this popular hunting dog has a specific breeds named for specifications such as Nova Scotia, Labrador, and Chesapeake Bay. Question number 7, ending in a tie. A style of bow tie with widening ends like wings is named for this insect. Number 13 I did. Number 20 I did. I can always redo those, though. Do let me know. 24. So this Imperial Burger debuted for McDonald's in 1971. We're measuring our meals with this one. Name that Imperial Burger that debuted for McDonald's in 1971. And question number 6. Your question number 6, yes. So this is the adaptation question. David Tennant of Doctor Who fame was in both this British crime drama with Olivia Colman and its American adaptation called Grace Point with Anna Gunn of Breaking Bad fame. If there are no more questions that I can repeat or clarify with the art of repetition, before we jump into question number 25, in celebration of our 50th event, that is. The 50 is just it's a beautiful number. It's gold. Gold, Jerry. And I do enjoy gold. I'm going to bring up the timer for our 5-minute, still 5 minutes, Trivia Royale. Although once all said and done and added up tonight, there are 55 possible points to be won. The most points ever for Trivia Club from the Trivia Clubhouse by like 5 points. Not a small thing. So speaking of fives all around, 5 minutes on the board. Doesn't look like there is anything else to repeat. So get yourselves ready for that Trivia Royale, our moderately quick lightning round. Name any 10 of the 28 people who since 1971, so the last 50 years, have been the permanent host of a late night talk show. These are shows that have aired no earlier than 11:30 and no later than 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on any one of the major American networks, NBC, CBS, ABC, or Fox. So the qualifiers is this show must be on NBC, CBS, ABC, or Fox. The host had to be a permanent host. So name on the billboard kind of thing. Permanent host of a late night talk show host since 1971. This includes shows that began earlier than 1971, but were still airing into 1971. Hosts within the last 50 years. Any 10 of the 28 potential names. The clock has begun. We are into the 4 minutes. A little less than 4 now from the potential 5. Let's do that side. There you go. Oh, the networks once again are NBC, CBS, ABC, or Fox. The major American networks, the 4 major broadcasters in the U.S. If you can still call Fox that, but we'll count them here. And the late night host, please remember, for a talk show that aired no earlier than 11:30 in the p.m. and no later than 2 in the a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Any 10 of the 28 people who have since 1971 been a permanent host of a late night talk show on ABC, NBC, CBS, or Fox. Which is to say, yes, there were late night talk shows on Fox if you want to go down that road. Oh. A little less than halfway, a little more than halfway there. 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining. We're in that closing stretch. Name any 10 that you'd like for 10 possible points on this Trivia Royale. Fill in any other blank spots that you might have throughout the possible answers. Nice. Just double checking answers. My producer's sheet is further away from me this time, so I can just tilt my eyes and look. I will say it is very nice to have someone playing along nearby. Yeah. Well, I guess a producer who heckles, that's like you're playing to both sides of the, yeah. You need to be my trusted source, but also you should have fun. Less than 30 seconds remaining. I'll keep it up here on the screen. 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, it's time. Well done, one and all. Thank you, one and all, for joining me every Tuesday. Thank you for spending this year of Trivia Club with me in a completely unconventional way. It's both allowed me to continue to do Trivia Club, which I, of course, appreciate. Of course, opened up trivia to people that didn't regularly play it before, which is also incredibly cool. I mentioned this in the best of, or the not quite best of, the year there was, and the state of the Trivia Club community on the Trivia Club website. But I really appreciate opening up the community to people that haven't played it, being able to spend more time with my family through this way too, which is incredibly unexpected, but very much a fun thing. It hasn't been an easy year for me, and it might not have been an easy year for you as well. So thanks for spending an hour with me every Tuesday. It has helped. Yeah.
Me too.
Thank you. Alrighty. Let us give you those answers for Trivia Club live from the Trivia Clubhouse. Here we go. Question number 1. Get those red pens ready, or just the same pen and pencil. Every answer is a point unless otherwise noted. The newest MCU series on Disney Plus, that new Marvel content. It stars the Falcon and which other title character? A good friend of Captain America who just happens to be 106 years old. He said so in the first episode. That is the Winter Soldier, or Bucky Barnes. But the title part of it is the Winter Soldier. Question number 2. Question number 2. We're getting there. Almost getting it kind of together was the tagline for this New York set HBO series that debuted in 2012. That would be Girls. Question number 2 is Girls. Sit, stay, answer. This popular hunting dog has specific breeds within it from Nova Scotia, Labrador, and Chesapeake Bay. That'd be the Retriever. So, question number 4. What is the connection between the answers of 2 and 3 between girls and retrievers? They can both be golden. Golden girls, golden retrievers. Looking for sweet, sweet gold. It is the 50th after all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Question number 5. Give me 5. So give me the cities in which the first 5 Disney theme parks were located around the world, some of which are still there. The first one was in Anaheim. I'll get to the question in a second. First one was in Anaheim. The second one was in Hong Kong. The third was in Orlando. Yes, Disney World was after Hong Kong Disney. You don't need it in the right order, but fun fact. Then the next one was in Paris. The Parisians do not like Disney, as it turns out. And Tokyo was our 5th Disney location. Anaheim for a point, Hong Kong for a point, Orlando for a point, Paris and Tokyo. So the question for the connection, does guides, girl guides, and guide dogs, almost there, but it'd have to be guide retrievers, which is not a easy enough connection for the point there. Yeah, potentially. If the answer for 3 was just dogs, 100%. Question number 6. It was a good try. Question number 6, adaptation. So David Tennant of Doctor Who fame was in both this British crime drama with Olivia Colman and its American adaptation called Grace Point with Anna Gunn. That would be Broadchurch. Which is a well-acted but not a happy series. As much as David Tennant and Olivia Colman both seem like very good hangs. Question number 7, ending in a tie. So, a style of bow tie with widening ends like wings is named for a butterfly. Butterfly bow ties. Or the traditional bow tie. Oh, yes. Travis does know Broadchurch was excellent. Don't get me mixed up. Broadchurch was excellent. And is. All right. Question number 8, bit by bit. So the 8-bit version of that song, the first bit by bit ever played, because this is actually a Trivia Clubhouse original question, or original to the Clubhouse. All righty. Bit by bit. It was a 8-bit version of Eye of the Tiger for a point, and it was by Survivor for a second point. So Eye of the Tiger, I'll give you a point. Survivor, Eye of Survivor for the point. Question number 9, tag the lines. She brought a small town to its feet and a corporation to its knees. She being Erin Brockovich. Question number 10. Our survey says, I asked you to name a famous person whose first name begins with the letter L. I'll start with the 1-point answer, go to the potential 5-point answer from there. So 1 point for not just one L, but 2 in this particular name. Not just an angel, but an icon. That would be Lucy Liu. Lucy Liu for 1 point. 2 points for this answer that will keep you in suspenders, also glasses. Larry King. Larry King for 2 points. Speaking of kings, of basketball, at least 3 points for LeBron James. LeBron James for 3 points. 4 points for maybe the most controversial answer in here, but if you still answered, then well done. If you didn't, don't blame me, blame Family Feud. First name, Lady, last name, Gaga. Lady Gaga for 4 points. America. Not me, America. And 5 points for a Renaissance man. A true Leonardo, not Da Vinci, DiCaprio. So Leo DiCaprio will get you 5 points. Lady Gaga will get you 4 points. LeBron James will get you 3 points. Larry King will get you 2 points. And Lucy Liu for 1 point. A great answer, or great question at least. I'm not sure if Matt answered in that way, but great question from Matt Smith. No points, unfortunately, for acclaimed character actor Lance Reddick. You got to laugh from the producer, so that's a win in my book. So question number 11. MIT grad Ray Tomlinson, who in 1971 more or less created emails, needed a way to separate in the email address the name of the user from the machine that the user was on, a character that would not in any circumstance be found in the user's name. A certain keypad that he was using had not only letters and numbers, but because of the choices of that keyboard's designer, also had a dozen punctuation marks, including, because he got there first, so he got to choose any punctuation he wanted, the @ symbol, the A in the squiggle. You know the @ symbol. I don't need to tell you. We're all on Twitter in some way, or emailing in other ways. And great question, great note as well on that. Survey says no, Laurence Olivier. No, he got bumped by Lady Gaga. Lucille Ball also good to answer. I blame the kids. Yes, question number 11. I did enjoy having a very long walk for a very obvious answer. It's true. Thank you for joining me on that. Question number 12. Only articles or articles of interest. What is the only article of clothing worn by Yogi Bear's sidekick, Boo Boo? That would be a bow tie. Bow ties make their return. I guess it would be like bow tie and a collar. Ball still is. I would still go with bow tie. It's attached to the collar. They're all one. Question number 13. Though he was deeply linked to the West Coast side of the East-West rap rivalry of the 90s, which rapper who would have turned 50 in 2021 started rapping in Baltimore under the name MC New York? That would be Tupac Shakur. Or just Tupac. Oh yes, my dad makes a very good point on Boo Boo. He really should be wearing a wooden bow tie. He's in the woods. I believe it's a green bow tie though, or am I just thinking of Yogi's hat? Maybe I'm just thinking of Yogi's hat. If you know the color of Boo Boo's bow tie, let me know. Yes, question number 13, Tupac. Question number 14, and you're best known for the 4 movies that, according to IMDb.com, that Samuel L. Jackson is known for. So Sam L. Jackson, with only one movie that is within a franchise in this list. Hopefully that helped for a point or two. Because, I mean, there was a lot of... Samuel L. Jackson is a very hardworking and maybe the highest box office getting person just by the sake of being in so many franchises. Anyway, a point for Pulp Fiction, his breakout role, if you will. Pulp Fiction, The Hateful Eight, staying in the Tarantino family, The Hateful Eight. Snakes on a Plane, because it was talked about an awful lot. So Snakes on a Plane. And the franchise film is probably unexpected. It is Kingsman, The Secret Service. Kingsman, The Secret Service. Yes, no Star Wars, no Avengers, no Marvel. But 2 Tarantino films, Pulp Fiction and The Hateful Eight, Snakes on a Plane, and Kingsman. And we have news from our live chat. Boo Boo's bow tie was blue. Thank you. Yeah. It really did feel like it was green, but I think that was just because that was Yogi's hat color. Boo Boo's bow tie was blue. So, question number 15. This is the number of games in which the longest verified NCAA men's basketball tournament bracket stayed perfect out of 63 possible games. This bracket did so in March of 2019. Can I get a drum roll on this countdown takedown? That number is 49. 49. Yes, that bracket's first incorrect choice was the 50th game. So it wasn't 50, but the incorrect one was 50. So yes, 49 for 5 points. He's also the first person, this is the first bracket to make it through into the Sweet 16 in terms of correct games. And I'll also add that 3 perfect brackets lasted into the 29th game this year before all the upsets upset those potential brackets. But yes, 5 points for 49, and any number between 48 and 37 is 2 points. So 49 will get you 5, 48 to 37 will get you 2. Question number 16, 16-word hint for a 16-letter movie title. An awkward teen must deal with his eccentric family while helping his friend win an school election. Vote Pedro in Napoleon Dynamite. Question number 17, sticking the landing, or maybe not quite sticking the landing. On the television series Lost, Oceanic Airlines 815 crashed while flying between the cities of, for a point each, Sydney and Los Angeles. So Sydney for a point, Los Angeles for a second point. Question number 18. You're my inspiration. So question number 18. Name that actor known for transforming into a multitude of comedic characters, playing multiple roles in the same film, including inspectors, presidents, gardeners, sometimes in the same film, sometimes in different films, but was also the early inspiration for Sacha Baron Cohen, not surprisingly. And that would be Peter Sellers. Peter Sellers. Question number 19, time after time. Time after time. So here is the order from earliest to most recent on those historical events. In 1972, was the Watergate break-in. The Watergate break-in. 1972. Next up in 1977, Star Wars premiered in American theaters. Star Wars in that number 2 spot. In that number 3 spot in 1980, The Miracle on Ice in Lake Placid. And in 1985, the Titanic wreckage was discovered by a joint French-American expedition. So once again, in order was Watergate, Star Wars, Miracle on Ice, and Titanic wreckage. Question number 20. We're on TV or TV on TV. So the guy who played Mike TV now 50 years ago on Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, which starred Gene Wilder as well, who was also a contestant on which long-running game show in 2018? That would be Jeopardy! Jeopardy. The gentleman who played Mike Teavee did not even mention that he was one of the kids in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. No, he mentioned that he enjoyed hiking. You only get so much time to give Alex an anecdote, and you don't go with Willy Wonka? Come on. Question number 21. Not so instant classic. There was a box office failure in 1971 when it debuted. This film that would become a classic, which was about a death-obsessed young boy who falls in love with a free-spirited 79-year-old woman. That would be Harold and Maude. Harold and Maude. Good movie. Good movie, yeah. Mm-hmm. Getting nods of agreement. Yeah. 22. After much grandeur and drama in previous missions, one of the most remembered moments in 1971's Apollo 14 mission was Alan Shepard playing golf on the moon. Golfing on the moon. And they never found that golf ball again. It might even be in space. Question number 23. So for a point each, which were the two monster-themed cereals from General Mills that debuted in the U.S. in 1971? Those would be Count Chocula, as a correct guess, Count Chocula for a point, and Frankenberry for another point. In 1972, they saw the debut of Boo Berry, and then there were two others, which I forgot to write down, that debuted after, but were since canceled. So that's why we only have, I imagine, I haven't been around shelves in grocery aisles, but Boo Berry, Frankenberry, and Count Chocula. I'm not even sure. Discontinued. Yeah, that's it. Canceled. Just the idea of going into grocery stores, you mean? Canceled.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if Canada must have those. Although Canada doesn't like sugary cereals as well, so they might not have, reliably, they might not have Count Chocula and Frankenberry. Yeah, they do?
I think there's
They probably do then, yeah.
last.
Either Count Chocula, I'm guessing Count Chocula, is a favorite cereal in the Harder house.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Not when I was a kid.
No.
No. Question number 24. Measuring your meals. So, name that Imperial burger that debuted for McDonald's in 1971. That'd be the Quarter Pounder. Going by the imperial system of measurement, yeah. Although if you wanted to do the imperial way of like regents and such, you could also call it the Royale with cheese. Yeah. Question number 25. Our Trivia Royale. Speaking of which, we asked you to name any 10 of the 28 people who since 1971, so in the last 50 years, have been a permanent host of a late night talk show. Any kind of show that aired no earlier than 11:30 and no later than 2 a.m. on any one of the major American networks, NBC, CBS, ABC, or Fox. I did not put them in the in order of networks. I should have, but here's that list, starting with the current hosts, and then going from there. So Jimmy Kimmel is the host. Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Fallon is another host. Seth Meyers. Lily Singh, host of A Little Late with Lily Singh. Stephen Colbert. James Corden. And then going into more legacy-minded picks, Johnny Carson, hosted past 1971 into the 80s, or 90s even. I think 90s, yeah. Johnny Carson for a point. David Letterman, Conan O'Brien. Jay Leno. Craig Ferguson. Craig Kilborn. Tom Snyder. I think hosted for both ABC and CBS, did late night shows for both networks. Tom Snyder. Carson Daly, who had the Lily Singh position before Lily Singh. Cynthia Garrett. Greg Kinnear. Yeah, Greg Kinnear. He was Craig Kilborn before Craig Kilborn. Yeah. Bob Costas. Dick Cavett. Merv Griffin. Bill Maher. Joan Rivers. On the Fox side of things now, Joan Rivers. Arsenio Hall, who before he became syndicated, did host on Fox for a good handful of episodes, a little less than a dozen, or a little more than a dozen, around a dozen. Ross Schaefer. Wanda Sykes, also on Fox. Spike Furston. Pat Sajak. Rick Dees. And Pat O'Brien.
No, Chelsea Handler.
Chelsea Handler, not that I saw on the list that I had. That might have been Netflix associated, or maybe it was Netflix. No, maybe it was syndicated. I'd have to double check that.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, the answer for 24 was Quarter Pounder. Oh, and Chelsea Handler was on E. So yeah, it was a late night show, but not on one of the 4 networks. Noted, yeah. Mm-hmm. Also on E, Busy Phillips, fantastic late night show, but not for a point. Not for a point. Alrighty, let us know your point totals in the live chat. I already see a solid number to beat. A point for every correct answer. More possible points where noted. Oh, and Jon Stewart and or Trevor Noah, that's Comedy Central. So unfortunately, no point there. Jon Stewart also had an MTV show, but though it's in the CBS family, or the Viacom family at least, not a point. Not on the network. Though good shows, good shows. All right, as team names are coming in, here's that bonus bit of trivia tiebreaker if you need it in your household. Otherwise, something to enjoy, something to unmix in the coming week. I built a VCR. It's an anagram for Trivia Club. So this is an anagram for something else. Find the video game that turns 50 years old in the following, or 50 years old this year, in the following anagram. That'd be Thor Relegation. Thor Relegation. Post that in the live chat. There you go. Thor Relegation. Find that video game that is turning 50 years old this year in that anagram. All right, 55 possible points to be won, which is to say I am blowing up the the scoreboard for trivia. For points outside of this night, you'll also have to look at the potential point percentage, which is just below that. In that section of the website, you know where to find it on triviaclub.ca if you want to. But excellent work. 47 points, good number, from Team Reince Priebus's Rancid Pubis. 46 points, another good number. Not quite as good as 47, still very good. For Too Fast, Too Curious, I'm glad you enjoyed tonight. Thank you for joining in. 40 points for Cookie Faced. Well done as well. 44 points for the Fighting Mongooses. Unrelease. The Snyder Cut. Agreed. 41 points for the Travel Buddies. Well done indeed. All scores are great. The previous record 2 weeks ago, in terms of high scores, mostly because it was capped at around 41, but was 41. So that's when you know you had a good night. 39 points. Also an excellent night. For I Forget What Russell Smells Like. I forget what you smell like too, Matt Smith.
He smells like a smorgasbord board.
Chrissy noted that you likely smell, or she knows.
Like a smorgasbord board.
Like a smorgasbord board. He'll know what that means. Let's see. Now we're just taking in that we're taking in that smorgasbord board. 34 points for the questionables. 9 points for Team Uno Persona. Blizz 48 points. Not 50. 48 points for the Ghost of BB Rebozo. I was also excited for that potential round 50 on the 50. But 48, still very good. Might be the score to beat. Down by the Bay has 44 points. I believe it is indeed the score to beat. 48 points for the Ghost of BB Rebozo. Travis notes, and I agree, yes, have a good night, everybody. He says, don't watch Justice League. It is way too long. I believe it is more than 4 hours long. So, you can probably invest your time in better ways. Thank you, Jan, on the yay for the 1-year trivia anniversary from the Trivia Clubhouse. I agree. Thank you, everyone, for making it possible. Thank you, everyone, for joining in, playing along. Thank you for, if you do want to watch Justice League, as Matt Smith notes, you can watch Batman Swear for No Reason, so that's good. We'll see you again on March 30th, next Tuesday. I believe we're going to try the Zoom trivia. We'll see how it works out. Zoom trivia. We'll make sure that there is a link through the YouTube to remind people that they can join us there on March 30th for the Trivial Awards. Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed, is the 5th annual Trivial Awards on March 30th. Before we jump into potential Grand Championship Grand Prix fun in April, our anniversary of Trivia Club in general, to be celebrated in kind, our 9th anniversary of doing Trivia Club in just a few weeks' time. Not just a year in the clubhouse, but 9 years across Toronto. Oh, congratulations to Cherylou as well. 8 points, a solid night of trivia. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. As I said, yes, next Tuesday, March 30th, we'll be doing Trivia Club, not only in our 2nd year here from the Trivia Clubhouse, but we'll be looking to do the Trivial Award edition, not only a celebration of 2020, but the year ahead. If not through Zoom, then back here on YouTube. We'll get through those bugs if need be, but there will be a link. Thank you for everyone for joining us. Thank you for everyone for supporting us. 25 points for your producer and mine. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you for supporting Trivia Club on Patreon as well. Your support helps us into 21. 2021 into the fun of Trivia Clubhouse as much as we can't go to specific Trivia Club places at this moment. With this year anniversary, Trivia Clubhouse really becomes that legacy location, which is weird to say, alongside the likes of everything from the Rec Room and Farside to Cardinal Rule and Hitch and Lou Dogs. It's now all part of the family. This the way the world has gone. But thank you for being part of this Trivia Clubhouse community. Tonight's champions are, of course, everyone who stayed inside, stayed safe, and if they needed to go out, wore a mask. Keep yourself and others healthy.
And got their vaccine.
And got their vaccine. That's another thing to add to the congratulations. Congratulations to everyone starting to get your vaccine. It is a pleasure to both see and hear that.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, say it along with us, if you remember how. Otherwise, we'll see you next week. Remember, it's not what you know, it's what you learn along the way.
Night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Have a good week. Thanks for joining in.
Thank you for joining in, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. I love you.
I love you.